if you're checking this video out, it's Friday, October 6th, 2017, here in almost sunny Orlando. It looks like we're going to get a break in the weather today. It's been raining all week, and I haven't had a chance to get anything done with this old outboard. The 1963 Johnson RX-11 Super Seahorse, 28 horsepower, short shaft tiller. I did manage to get some stuff done last week. Kind of got a small setback. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. Too much rain. Anyway, I had been soaking the gear case up there in CLR, you know, CLR, calcium, lime, and rust. Just trying to get some of the crud out of the water pump housing and area there, and the water pump, and just clean it up a little bit. And I came across the problem with the drain hole was clogged up. So what I did was the same thing I did on that 1978 restoration, little 9.9, is put a drill bit on the end of an extension, got down in there and started drilling it out. And it seemed like I was hitting metal there. I couldn't figure it out because I had done this before, and I'm like, I can't believe this thing, you know, may be different, you know. So I kept at it, and the CLR wasn't cleaning it out. So I kept drilling it, and took a coat hanger and got down in there, and I mean, it just seemed like I was hitting metal. I mean, it wasn't getting anywhere. So there's the hole there, the drain hole, and little at a time, I, you know, managed to get it out, and it really kind of set me back a little bit. And like I said, I kept soaking it, and with the rain and everything, just put everything a little bit far behind. So I ended up getting a bigger drill bit on the end of the extension and sticking it in there and drilled that puppy out, along with a metal coat hanger that I had bent the tip on and put it on the drill, shoved it in there, and just kept digging away and digging away and digging away. Finally, I made a breakthrough on it, and if you ever come across that problem, get you a drill bit, put it on the end of an extension or a super long drill bit, shove it down in there and drill that crap out, pick out the other end. Anyway, cleaned it out, shot some WD-40 in there, flushed it all out. Finally ready to put the water pump assembly back together. But before I did that, I was going to change this seal out. Anyway, I finally got that damn thing out. There's the new one, there's the old one. What a pain in the ass. Alright, so cleaned it all out, put a little grease in there, get ready to pop the new one back in. And what I like to do is get me a socket same size as the seal and just tap that baby in there. The main thing to remember about getting that seal out is not to crack the housing around the seal. If you crack that thing, you're screwed, and or damage it or bend it. It's a pain in the ass sometimes. Okay, water pump lower plate in. Put a little grease on there. Water pump housing, impeller, a little grease in there. Get my drive shaft. Put a little grease on the drive shaft. Slide that baby in. You can't see in this picture, but there is a pin on the drive shaft, fits in there and fits in the groove on the impeller. Boom, baby. New impeller. Pump like new. Everything's looking good. Screw that baby back on and put the prop back on. And that's what happened last week. Here's what happened today at my storage unit. All right, there it is, the Johnson RX-11. Look at the difference in this thing. 28 horse, 1963. 18 horse, 1972. 30 horse. Big difference. That's why I call this thing the Beast. Today, getting the gear case on, filling it up with oil, checking all my electrical connections, getting my starter, everything hooked up electrically. One thing I'm concerned about, my gear is off about 1 or 2 notches here on the throttle linkage. I'm going to readjust that, like I said in the earlier video. Keep an eye on these things and mark them, because putting them back together, they sometimes just screw them up. And I thought I didn't have to mark it, put it right back. I didn't think anything moved, but obviously something had moved. It's off about 1 or 2 teeth. Get that straightened out too. All right, let's get this baby on. All right, what you want to do is slap a little grease on the end of the drive shafts before you put that in, and also there should be a small rubber seal O-ring goes in this groove right here, and I'm gonna dig around in my box of junk and see if I can find one. Okay, found my O-ring, everything's all greased up. Let's put this thing on. Alrighty, one more thing before I get started on the gear case. Before I put that on, I like to grease up this water tube a little bit. Make sure it's nice and lubed. Looks pretty good up there. Alright. These puppies on, sometimes you get lucky and everything slides right in. Sometimes it's a real pain in the ass. You want to make sure that you have all of your screws laying around, bolts laying around, so you can boom, baby. That was too easy. Too easy. Get a couple bolts in there real quick. Okay, I want to get my gear oil in this thing, and the fill hole for this particular model is totally on the bottom of the gear case. Usually they're on the side, but this one is on the bottom. Okay, I got my new bottle of gear oil, 80 W90 weight gear oil, hooked up to the fill, and the drain hole or level hole is at the top here. And what you want to do is keep this thing as level as possible. We'll pull that screw out, and we're going to fill this puppy up until it starts to drizzle out a little bit, and we know we're in good shape. And there you see the oil. It's just hit the level. Give it an extra pump here. Oh, that's what you want to see right there. A little crap coming out with it. Oh, get my bucket over here. Catch anything going in. A little more crap coming out of there. And we'll let that level off. Put the screw back in because that'll create a plug, so when I pull the bottom fill hose off, it won't come running out very fast, and I'll have time to put that screw back in. Okay, got my linkage adjusted. You can see now it's right at the end. Both pieces meet right at the end. My handle is where it's supposed to be on slow, and it advances all the way. There's the throttle all the way up. Boom. Boom. Back in business. I also need to find a bolt I can put in there. My idle, slow speed idle. I'm still having play issues. Not too bad. Pick up some parts later. Alright, here's the original starter button. I got inside there, cleaned off as much of the copper contacts because they were burnt up pretty bad and not making any contact. Okay, here's what I have left. This is the cutout switch. The wiring's a little mangled, but the switch still works. It's original. This is the silencer, which is supposed to keep the noise down. There's a hole in the lower cover up there. I'll show you in a minute. And there's some type of a material that fits inside there and cuts down on the noise. Also have my new inline fuel filter. I'll be putting that in. Last minute touches. I've got my wiring hooked up for the starter, but I'm running into a problem with this cutout switch. It's a vacuum cutout switch, and I haven't found the wiring diagram for it. Up here is right here is the safety switch, and I'll have to I found a similar wiring diagram for 40 horse that uses the vacuum cutout switch. So I'll have to go home and study up on that and figure out exactly what I want to do, because I could wire this thing up like a more modern style, regular type kill switch. But I think I really want to go with the original equipment here. So I need to figure out exactly what's going on there, wire that puppy up the way it should be wired. And I'm just about ready to go. That's all I have to do. Actually, I can run this thing right now without a kill switch. All I got to do is choke it out to kill the motor. And that might just happen this weekend. Let me see what I can find out on the wiring for this thing. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Thanks for watching this old outboard. See you next time.